Let's talk about Friday the 13th. I am here today with
Doubtful.
And
that boy Chaos Void Phantom.
And
Robbie Rob TV once again.
Let's go. And I'm Ryan Bueller Productions. And today we are talking about one of the most iconic horror franchises out there, Friday the 13th, spanning over, 8, 9, 10 movies?
10 movies.
10 movies.
Been over 40 years.
Over 40 years.
40 years!
Crazy stuff. Last Halloween, I watched the first one for the very first time, and I wasn't very impressed. I honestly didn't want to watch the rest of this franchise. But Doubtful and Robbie Rob wanted to watch it this spooky season, so I thought I'd give it another shot, and I'm really glad I did. And today we are going to talk about all 10 of the movies and our thoughts on each individually.
All 10 of the originals, not counting the reboot.
Yeah, not counting
Freddy versus
no
Jason.
reboot. No.
We don't roll with sequels or crossovers out here, homie.
Because we are in the process of doing a Nightmare on Elm Street movie marathon throughout the series, and once we finish that, we're going to watch Freddy vs. Jason and the 2 remakes. So we're just going to be talking about the core 10 of the original Friday the 13th movies.
Yes. Now, like you said, you had watched the first one last year.
Yeah.
For the spooky season, and you didn't like it too well. Well, I can give you that same exact energy back because when we had to
rewatch it,
that movie after years of me not watching it, it is not the best, but it's respectable. It's respectable because it's the start of a great. It's the start of a semi-decent,
yeah.
Semi-decent
franchise. Yeah.
Yes.
So what did we not like about it, and what did we like about it? Because the first one is
spoiler alert.
Yeah,
spoiler alert.
We're gonna be spoiling
spoilers.
We're gonna be talking about these movies and revealing some big plot points.
It's a 40-year-old franchise, dude. There's no point of having a spoiler warning.
Watch out for them kids, though.
You never know. Just wanted to let you know because usually my movie reviews are without spoilers.
Can I cut to the chase? Jason's mom's the killer. It's not Jason.
There you go.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
So
Jason,
this original movie follows these camp counselors at Camp Crystal Lake, and the whole movie we don't know who the killer is because it's all like first person view, and we get some okay kills overall the film, and then the big twist.
The best being Kevin Bacon's kill.
Yeah.
If I'm being exact.
Yeah,
Kevin
Bacon's kill. All the kills in the first movie, they weren't great, and neither was that one too well. But that was the best one of that movie.
Yeah.
Just with the under the bed, right through his chest like that.
It was good for the time.
That was great. That was good for the time.
Yeah.
Obviously, as we can see going down the list of Friday 13th in the 10 movies that it has, the kills do get a little bit better.
It does. They do get more elaborate, more unique. The effects get better as it goes on.
I think the effects are spectacular in this movie, actually, because Tom Savini did it, who later on did wrestling, right?
Yeah, Tom Savini, he went on to do some masks for some WWE superstars like Kalisto, and I think he also helped along with The Fiend. Not too sure, but he does great work. We got to see that. In, I believe it was this movie, a few other movies. We got to see some of his work. It's great work. I'll give that. I'll give that to this movie as well.
Yes.
The plot. It's a typical slasher movie. Okay, like the plot is never going to be
at it now
too thick. It's never going to be like if we were to watch this when it first came out, we're like, okay, this is scary, but this is just a generic slasher movie.
Yeah. At this point, looking at it, with all of these slasher movies trying to copy what this movie did.
Yes, it's essentially
it's copying what Halloween did.
Yes, specifically
all of these slasher movies are trying to be Halloween.
Yes, and
at the time,
essentially all this was just a bunch of horny teens having unprotected sex.
And that's pretty much gonna be in the rest of these movies.
That's the charm of the franchise.
That's the charm.
Sounds like
that's
New
the
Mutants.
charm.
We're not talking about New Mutants here.
About New Mutants.
He just really wanted to talk about it.
That was
But
trash.
let's hop over to the next one that came out the next year in 1982. Friday the 13th Part 2, directed by Steve Miner. What?
Yeah,
Came out in 81.
81.
What did I say?
1982.
Yo, I'm mad. I'm mad. Okay, so
You're reading
we're
it.
gonna go to the next movie, which is
Part
Friday the 13th Part 2 from 1981, directed by Steve Miner.
Yes.
And this one I felt was way more entertaining than the original. This kind of started, like, it kind of convinced me to actually watch the rest of these movies.
Yes, I have to say, watching the Friday 13th Part 2, the main actress, she was really clever in this movie. I enjoyed that the
Probably
most
the
out of
best
it.
final girl.
She
if I'm
was
being
probably probably the
Yeah,
best
yeah,
final
she-
girl
Out of this franchise. And most slasher movies, honestly.
Yeah.
Yo, silence your phone.
Yeah, we're having a
We're recording a video.
Yeah, we're recording this.
Yo, Jaquan, you.
That wasn't me.
Yeah, what was it said?
Alright. Anyways, Part 2. A lot of people criticize this one because Jason doesn't have his iconic hockey mask
Nope,
yet.
he doesn't have his.
He's got that bag over his head, and a lot of people critique that movie because of that. But we finally get to see Jason Voorhees, so I was super excited about that. And we're pretty much just watching these movies for the entertainment value, not for how elaborate the storytelling is or the character development. We're kind of just there to watch how Jason's going to kill these characters.
Yeah, because when you have slasher movies like these, it's not about like the plot, because 9 out of 10, it's not going to be the best
Nope.
thing they've ever seen. But watching it with the boys was entertaining.
Very much.
Something else I could say about Friday the 13th Part 2 was they killed off one of the best characters. Okay,
They did.
they killed off one of the best characters. He was in Part 1. We didn't get a chance to talk about him too much, but
the iconic.
the iconic.
What is it? Weird, crazy?
Are you guys forgetting his name, actually?
No, Ralph.
It's Ralph.
Ralph, yeah.
It's
It's-
Ralph.
but isn't
It's
it Crazy Ralph or Weird?
Crazy Ralph.
It's
Crazy
yeah,
Ralph?
Crazy Ralph. Crazy Ralph.
The best character in this whole franchise, and he wasn't.
the whole
He
franchise.
did. He died in Part 2, right? Or was it Part 3?
It was Part 2.
It was
Okay,
Part
just
2.
wanted to
He
make
died.
sure, just
He
wanted to
died
make
in
So
Part
don't
2.
forget, rest in peace. We don't even know his name. Wheels. He's
Wheels.
one of our
Oh
favorite
yeah.
characters.
Honestly, in my opinion, this Part 2 is my favorite out of the whole franchise. I think it was the most entertaining.
It's what peaked, right?
Yeah, this was the movie that I thoroughly enjoyed. Yeah, rest in peace, Wheels. There was just some
He had,
awesome.
he had one of the best deaths.
Yeah,
in
there
the
were some
franchise, 'cause
awesome
they keep
kill
showing it.
sequences in this movie.
Um,
And yeah, having the main girl actually being smart and resourceful was nice.
when she put on Pamela, the OG killer Pamela,
The sweater
Voorhees,
and
the sweater, and said it, and got into the mind of Jason, who was just playing a big stupid dummy this
Yeah.
film. I think maybe as well.
That's the gimmick of the movies, right? He's just a big.
He's just a
idiot.
big dumb stupid idiot
But he
that cuts
cleans
one.
up well.
He
He cleans up well.
he
yes,
does.
that's a recurring theme in these movies where he kills somebody and then the body's just gone. He's
cleans up.
really courteous.
Yeah, no, he cleans up well. It's just he's not smart enough to cut another fucking hole for
his eyes.
for his eye.
So
That's
you
why he
really
has
can't see.
That
So-
burlaps like sack that he had over his head.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah, no, it's a really good one.
So
Yeah.
Looking through the perspective of a slasher movie from the '80s, this was a really good movie. But
I have a question because I've never watched these films. Do all of them take place on Friday the 13th?
No.
I don't think they specifically specify
That's
if it is
Jason's
on Friday
birthday.
the 13th.
That's the first one.
They
did.
do specify.
I think that's
I think they
misleading.
in a few of the
The
sequels
first
they
one
specify.
did. Maybe the second one did, but then Part 3 took place a day after, and then a day after.
I just like to say that that's misleading, and I'm already frustrated. I
I don't
haven't
know.
watched these
We'll
movies.
get to Part 5.
And there's a lot of stuff that
Part
you're gonna-
5 was the best, followed
Alright,
by
any-
Jason in Manhattan.
He hasn't
Alright.
seen these.
He was out of his mind. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to Part 3 that came out in 1982, also directed by Steve Miner,
They
Yes.
really
which
used,
is the
yes.
introduction to the iconic hockey mask that we all
Yes.
know and love.
They really used the 3D.
Yes, this movie was
part 3D.
part 3 3D.
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 Which- you definitely can see those moments of it being meant for 3D, but I don't think that hurts this movie. I think this
No.
movie had some really awesome and
The-
creative
Creative
death
kills,
sequences.
you're right, you're
Yeah,
right.
so I
They tried to do something new with the time. Let's keep in mind here. It came out in 1982, and they just wanted to try the 3D effect, which, like you said, there was some obvious points where you could tell that's what they're doing, but that still didn't take away from
No,
the
it didn't.
entertainment, the kills. You know, it didn't take away from the movie itself. That's an important thing right there.
Plot wise, I remember it being very weird because there was these random bikers coming
Yeah.
in.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
Where they were
random
just gonna
characters
burn up
popping
the
up is
barn.
definitely a recurring theme. Also,
They
in
burn
this
up the
franchise.
barn and then they just forget.
Yeah.
Their friend goes missing. On all of a sudden,
Yeah,
they're
no.
looking for their friend. Find their friend dead. Oh, another kill right there. That's always
Most
fun.
of these movies are just about introducing characters just for deaths. They're,
I
Do
remember-
never get attached to anyone in the Friday the 13th.
wait, is part?
franchise.
Wait, which one's the one with the dog?
With the
There
dog?
was plenty with the dog. Part
No.
2 had a dead dog. Remember?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
which one was the one where the dog didn't die?
I would
Was
love
that part
to
3
say
or part
part
4?
4.
No, that was part 4. I'm sorry.
Part
You're
4.
getting
What's
ahead
up?
of yourself.
I apologize. I was getting too
They're-
excited.
He's getting excited over
I
here.
think one of my favorite kills from the movie, is obviously like the final girl, and this boyfriend sucks ass the whole movie. You just want to see him die the whole time, and it's obviously cheesy as shit now seeing it.
But
But he
Jason,
just pops his head, and the eyeball just goes flying.
yeah, for
Play
the
the clip.
effect.
Play the clip.
Yeah, just play the clip in where you just see his eyeball come out of his head because Jason, he was not a good character throughout the whole film. He's what I'd like to call in nowadays in 2020 he'd be canceled.
He'd be canceled.
On Twitter.
He's a bad boyfriend.
He's a bad boyfriend.
There's also one of the worst acting scenes I've ever seen in any of
Very-
these movies where this girl's just screaming for 2 minutes straight, just saying, oh my god, throughout the whole fucking 2 minutes.
Sounds like
Yes.
Texas Chainsaw
Finding
Massacre.
all her friends.
Oh.
You know, you're trashing on Texas Chainsaw. I just heard that.
I'm just saying.
Alright, part 4.
We're-
Come on.
yeah, okay.
Part 4.
So, Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter, which came out in
Which is
1984.
not so final.
No,
not so
but
final as
it's
you realize
definitely
there's
like
10 films.
no, but you can
It's-
kind of tell that this is kind of like the ending of a saga
Well, you
of
see,
movies
at the
because
time-
it kind of is the final chapter of like normal Jason
Yes.
with this movie.
Yes.
At the time, Paramount was embarrassed to do these movies, so they wrapped it up because, but this one made a lot of money, so that's why. they ended up
Oh,
continuing the
interesting,
franchise.
interesting.
Hence,
I mean-
wise,
This one's personally my favorite.
I was gonna say that as well. Part 4 is the final chapter is my favorite out of the whole franchise.
So
I
this one
enjoyed
definitely,
it.
I think, has the best like story.
Tommy
Out of all of
Jarvis
them?
is one of the.
Tommy
this whole
Jarvis'
family-
introduction.
This whole family, I think, was really well done.
Yes, the whole
compared
family
to
was
that.
the done. The
It's
kills.
not just horny teens anymore.
Because Part
No.
4 is the one with George McFly, right?
Crispin
Himself.
Glover.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in this one.
Yes.
He was
There.
best
This.
one ever.
Okay. So with
we
like.
have to show the dancing scene.
Can you recreate it for us?
Huh? Can I recreate
I don't know
the
if it-
I
dancing
don't
scene?
remember it.
Um,
I don't remember how he did it. He just did it the director
was
told
crunking.
him. The director, I'm guessing, Joseph Zito told him to just dance, and that's how he did it. And he did it over some rock song. I don't know which rock song. It's a
Yeah.
popular.
Is
Tom,
it-
another great thing about this one was Tom Savini coming back.
Tom Savini coming back. I think something that I found interesting in this movie was the fact that we got to see a lot of his actual work, like of masks and other things that he's built. It was young Tommy Jarvis's. He was handy, he made masks and stuff like that, but all of that was Tom Savini's work, I believe, and it was cool to see his other work other than the Friday 13th work. They were cool. They were creative. I liked the whole idea, but they were creepy as well.
There was something that I had during that sequence with him showing his cool knickknacks his cool masks and stuff.
That's cool.
There's a sequence where he shows this like this like arm.
Yeah.
You can like he puts like his arm in through to make this like face and stuff,
Mhm.
and I thought that was gonna come full circle towards the end because there's a sequence where like I was suspicious of one of the characters being because at the end of these movies Jason like dies in some way, and then there's like a dream sequence.
Yes.
He hasn't died the last 3 movies. He was just severely injured.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he like something happens with a dream sequence, and then
Like he just
They
got
always don't.
slashed in the fucking like.
because it
neck.
didn't part 3 end with him like getting hit in the head,
And hitting the
and
head.
then he's like
Oh, the mark. Yeah. Doesn't that stay through like the whole franchise?
yeah,
stays
with
through
the
the whole
big
franchise,
the
the
gash,
great.
the top of his.
We're
mask.
not gonna do it with
That's
this
a part
one.
3 mask.
But yeah, that's the end of.
Um,
That's how part 3 ended. So like there was like, I kind of was like maybe Jason's not alive anymore or something like
Yeah,
that.
I
So
really
I was like suspicious of one of the characters being like replacing Jason, which was I think it was that guy that they met in the woods who was looking for his sister who died in the last one. And I thought that whole thing with the mask was gonna come full circle, where he's gonna pretend that he was being attacked by Jason, but like that didn't happen. So
that would
I was
have
confused.
been we probably would be in a very different situation if that was the case.
Very true.
We also one thing we didn't get a chance to really talk about through the films and stuff like that.
You got this.
Kane Hodder being
Game
Jason.
Hunter's
He
not
does-
it yet.
He's not it yet.
Yeah.
He's not it yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get
So
there. We'll get there.
There was
Pardon
this
me.
old guy. I forget his name. I hate that I reference him as old guy, but he was 60 years old while doing the stunts for Jason.
That's
in
pretty
this movie,
crazy.
Which is why you see him like running, but he's like, you know, can I tell you his like last feature was like the creature from the Black Lagoon or some shit like that,
Oh wow,
which is a 50s movie,
that's
right?
crazy. Yeah.
And he's doing this 80s Friday the 13th big slasher, which is interesting. I obviously think this one's the best out of all of them. Has the best story wise. Tommy Jarvis is obviously just Tom Savini,
Yeah.
which is just like
He did a great job.
great job.
The one thing, the problem I had with this
lot
movie.
of characters. if
Yeah,
I'm
there
being
was a lot of characters, and there was a big portion of this movie where it was just the characters and not much of the killing. And then, kind of towards the end of the second act and the beginning of the third act, everybody that we had kind of gotten attached to just like were just being killed.
They were dropping like flies.
and like I kind of like. I think that's the reason why this isn't my favorite, was because of the fact that they focused so much on the characters and then they all just died like back to back to back. And I mean, it had cool kills and it definitely was a good ending to the saga of movies, with the whole ending of the movie with Jason being killed by
little Tommy
Jarvis.
Jarvis. It took. Let me recap for you all in the 2020 way. So the story of Jason. Anyways, he's a kid at a Camp Crystal Lake. The horny teenage counselors, they're off doing their thing. Little boy Jason drowns. That's bad. Mommy comes back, kills him. You know. Then Jason comes back, and you'd think that at some point he'd start simping, but Jason he's.
I was trying to
I
see where
hate
you were
that
going.
you just said simping in a serious fucking sentence.
I was waiting for you to
God damn it.
wherever that was going.
Jason doesn't simp. Jason doesn't simp, and we've seen him get in some matches with some grown men, some grown women, you know. But here's this little boy, Tommy Jarvis, that just claps his shit, and I find that to be amazing.
I mean, you're right. Yeah, the kid is the one who.
The kid is the one
that killed Jason.
Now,
claps,
fellas,
that
I
kills
have
him.
a question here.
Kills him.
Being the guest star in this, I'd like to ask you a question. Which one is the movie where Jason gets revived via lightning?
That's coming. That's coming up.
That sounds
coming
like
up.
a
That's
whole lot
coming
of
up.
BS.
Are we done with
Soon.
part 4, basically?
Well, yeah, we didn't talk about the dog. What was the dog's name?
George.
Was it?
Man, I don't remember the dog's name.
I don't know, but there were
The
this
dog. I know is the dog didn't die.
Yeah,
The dog didn't get
we
killed.
were so happy this dog was able to not be murdered by Jason.
Yes.
We were cheering at the end when he.
Yeah,
was
when the
still
dog
alive.
got away.
Um,
He got away.
But yeah, no, I think having Jason being killed by Tommy Jarvis was a good way of ending this saga of movies. And then Part 5 came. New Beginning.
Yes.
It came out in, 1985.
Danny Simon.
Yeah.
Danny
Directed
Simon.
by Danny Simon. This movie's rough. The concept, I think, was great, and I think they could have done a really good job with it, but it was a complete missed opportunity. Because the whole movie, it was the first one. What?
Really bad kills.
It was because the story, it was the first one that's not going to be all about Camp Crystal Lake. Jason's dead, and it's about Tommy Jarvis when he's older. He's brought to this chilled out mental institution.
Yeah, this mental institution.
And he's being haunted by the idea of Jason. And I was like, that's awesome. I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, he's getting tormented by this. He keeps lashing out with anger against the other people that are in this mental institution. I was like, they're building up for him to become Jason. The whole movie, I was like, this is gonna happen, and it's gonna be interesting. And then that's not the way that they went with it.
They did a complete full 180. They
The
foreshadowed.
most unsatisfying twist I think I've ever
They
seen.
foreshadowed. Yes.
Because there's this
Yes.
one kid who gets killed by one of the other guys at this mental institution, and when the paramedics get there, one of them is making a joke about the body or something, and is looking at it, and the other one is really serious and just looks into the camera, and this serious music plays, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is really what they're doing. I wonder what's gonna happen. I was the whole movie I was praying that's not where they were going.
Yes. And let's not forget, if we're talking about the looks, Jason dons a new mask. It's no
Yes,
longer
because
there's
it's
no-
not Jason Voorhees.
It's not Jason Voorhees.
He's got this blue instead of the red,
Yes.
which would have been cool if it was Tommy Jarvis. But the fact that the
Yes.
twist was the stupid paramedic. But what doesn't make any sense to me was he doesn't go after the guy who killed his son. No,
goes
because
after
the twist was
everyone.
the paramedic was the dad of the son who was killed, or
Yes,
the kid that was killed.
was the
Killed.
plot twist.
And he doesn't go after the guy who killed him. He goes after all the people that were just there.
Yeah, just
So
for there,
it was just really unsatisfying, and I think a waste of Tommy's character, because we instead of having a dream sequence at the end of the movie, we get this plot twist again where Tommy Jarvis pulls out a mask when he's at the hospital, and he
puts it
stands
on.
behind the love interest of the movie and is getting ready to become Jason Voorhees, and I was like, where was that the whole movie?
My question about the lightning BS was not answered, so
That's not in part
That's
5.
not in part 5.
We're coming to
But
it.
we're-
Trust
we're
me, we're
just
coming
not-
to it.
Skip over this. We'll get.
Is this not the movie known as Jason Resurrection?
No,
That's not
It's the
a
next
spoiler.
one called Jason Lives.
Okay, so I guess we're going to talk about Jason
We're gonna-
Lives now.
we're gonna jump
Because they
back
were like,
into-
we're going to just completely throw that whole idea about Tommy becoming
Yes.
Jason out the window.
Yes. So
Because-
Tommy Jarvis, no Jason. But in this,
Instead,
movie,
we have Tommy. Wait, this is the one where Tommy goes to the graveyard,
he
right?
goes to the graveyard.
and
He
digs up
sticks-
Jason's body.
He digs up. Listen, he's the only person to kill Jason. Finally, from
Yes,
the
he
rest.
killed him in Final Chapter.
So what does he do? He drives over to the gravesite and disrupts my man while he's slumped.
Yeah,
while
he
he's sleeping.
opens his casket.
Stabs a fence post
Yeah, metal.
through his body. A metal fence post. Let's not forget about that. And then, would you like to do the honors of what happens next?
I'd like to say this is the most shark jumping thing I've seen in the 80s, and the man was revived by a bolt of lightning.
Yep.
I was absolutely
This
utterly
rotting
so thrilled
corpse
with this clip.
went from being almost a complete skeleton to being. This is.
He was decomposing.
This is Kane Hodder's introduction, right?
This is Kane.
No, this is the movie before Kane Hodder. I can't remember his
I
name.
believe-
Well,
name either.
yeah. This guy comes.
So this
I
is
just-
where
I don't
Jason jumps from being just
is-
a big, stupid, smelly, stinky, dumb face
Stinky!
killer
And
to
now
becoming completely OP by being struck by lightning.
this is where they kind of embrace the corniness, the campiness of this franchise, and was
Yes.
like, you know what? We don't need any reason for any of our decisions. We're just gonna have him
Just laid out right
kill
here.
everybody.
Which
Yes.
makes it one of my favorites, actually.
Because this one actually
It's
has
funny.
a pretty good story, I guess, because we get Tommy Jarvis back.
Tommy Jarvis
He's-
is
he's
now,
now-
he's
he's
not
the-
a schizophrenic
No,
maniac.
that was
He's a
completely wrong.
badass.
Yes, he is the hero of this story, the
Yes.
only hero to really be in
Shout
this
out
whole
mental
franchise.
illness.
And I think that was cool. I was still recovering from part 5, being like, where's that whole mental connection thing going? And they threw it out the window. So I didn't.
Because after years, he toughened up, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna be big and bad.
I'm gonna bring Jason back.
I'm gonna bring Jason back so I can clap him again. That's what's gonna happen. That was the whole thought process.
You doubtful? Do you have any other thoughts? Because you really like this one.
I enjoy this one because it's so corny. It just starts off with like a James Bond homage.
Yes, there's.
Homage.
Oh yeah. I wish I had enough room to do it. I would like.
You would just zoom into your eyeball and it's just you punching your eye or doing like a karate kick. I have no clue what you would do.
What I would do?
Yeah,
I would mock.
I'm calling you a wrestling fan. That's what I'm basically going at.
Uh-oh!
So basically.
We're not talking about wrestling.
So basically, what we.
We're just
Here was Jason's introduction. Slash. And then it was the 007 James Bond thing. It's completely unnecessary.
But
they did it just to be corny.
Yep.
Great
And
kills.
That was the. Yeah, there were some great kills.
There were actually some really
honestly,
great
these
kills.
movies, because we watched them all back to back, they're kind of blending with me, so I'm trying to remember all the kills.
There's a specific part in part 6 where Jason lives.
You want me to say mine before you do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's chilling to me is we're in an RV right now, and there was this cool ass like RV.
That's what was getting to me. I was getting a little spooked. I had to hear outside. I was like, what if we all are making this Friday 13th and we're trashing the movies?
Jason comes out of the bathroom.
Yeah. Kane Hodder's just like, he just pops out. He's like,
Listen,
Jaquan.
I'm gonna keep it $1.50
He's
with you.
dying.
Whatever it is.
I'm gonna keep it $1.50 with you. Either A, I'm signing a petition, or B, he just not gonna do nothing because I'm built different.
It's pretty funny where like the RV just flips and then just catches on fire and he's just standing on top of it like a badass.
That's awesome.
See, the problem
This is just pure entertainment. Like, you just gotta look at it like, it's not gonna be good. It's entertaining.
Listen, you gotta understand, fellas. Listen, if Jason Voorhees were real, he'd be scared of me. Because as soon as I stand up, he knows I'm finna intervene. And when I intervene, it's over.
Cap. Anyways, my favorite scene, at least one of my favorite scenes, was towards the end, where Tommy Jarvis is like, all right, I need all these materials. I know how to stop Jason, and I think it was honestly the best scene, where he was out on the boat in the middle of Camp Crystal Lake. Jason was under him, and he's trying to get this chain wrapped around Jason's neck. And he sets the whole lake on fire. So he's in this Johnny Cash ring of fire, and Jason jumps up, tries to drag Tommy Jarvis down with him, and that's when he straps the boulder with the chain around Jason's neck, and that's where we get the iconic.
Playing Resident Evil?
That's where we.
Is what? How did this man go? Hold on.
Next year.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. This man can't die from anything but drowns again.
We're not going to talk about the lightning. How did he manage to get a boulder around this man's neck? Jason.
Yes. You know why? Because he's
we'll
just
watch it
simply
next year.
built different.
Oh, he's built different. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Well, we'll watch it next year.
I guess I'll just have to interview.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you will join next year? We'll rewatch
Fuck,
it.
I look like.
No, don't be watching.
He looks like he has bad taste in movies. Anyways,
he does.
It's not my fault. Avengers Endgame is trash.
He want us.
Honestly,
if we weren't here, making this Friday the 13th movie thing, if Jake Wan would have convinced us, we'd be doing a whole video on the Leprechaun series. Okay.
Listen, the Leprechaun series is better than Saw.
You're out of your mind.
That's canon.
Let's talk about why Jaquan's opinions are crap.
Well, all right, let's get back to the video.
Let's bring it back. We're
Jason's
going back
ready for part 6.
That was the ending. I just stated the ending. I didn't want to jump there because there were so many more interesting kills.
Because this is the one that starts having people randomly pop up with no reason. They're kind of just like, oh, hey, here's a scene, new characters.
No, this was the one where there was like 4 counselors, right?
Well, this is the one with the paintball, right? Where those
paintball?
guys are.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, where there's just these guys in the woods doing paintball and they get murked.
Yeah, that was funny.
And there was some funny one where he like cuts off the guy's arm and holds it and like looks at it.
It's a nice triple. Oh yeah, he was like talking about how a woman fucking shot him or
Oh,
something.
watch your
Yeah,
language.
yeah, he was going on
I'm
about.
not watching
Keep in
it.
mind, these movies were from the 80s, so
Believe me.
honestly, they did not. They didn't, you know. No.
All right, cut that out. We're gonna get
Yeah.
canceled if we.
We're-
We're gonna
yeah,
get
we're-
canceled.
we can talk
okay,
about
so-
Word!
Bringing it back.
Pinky!
We are
Why don't we talk about?
back up. Okay, we are bringing it back.
misogyny?
We are talking about.
Misogyny?
We are talking about the next one,
Can I move
part
on to
7.
Is he in
Part
Manhattan yet?
7.
New Blood.
Part 7's pretty badass.
This one is very interesting because now we're introduced to this new character. I don't remember her name.
I'm looking at the wiki, by the way, in
Tina.
case you guys
Tina,
can find it.
possibly. Okay, so she has this like mental ability. She has what's it called?
Telekinesis.
Telekinesis.
Where she like
Telekinesis.
make things move with her mind and stuff, and like kind of comes out of nowhere. But
Yes.
okay, interesting. But it's pretty cool to see her go up against Jason in this movie because he's pretty much murks everybody that comes in contact with him because
And the
he's
plot.
Yes,
He's
and,
above
and now
everybody.
after the fact of Tommy Jarvis finally laying that beast to rest again.
Oh yeah, okay, so this girl, she
girl-
wants to bring her dad died in this lake,
Bummer.
and she tries to use her powers to bring him back, and accidentally brings Jason back to life,
Yes.
which is just writing gold.
That's bonkers. That's
Bro, my
absolutely
question
bonkers.
is, how do you have telekinetic powers, but you couldn't stop your dad from drowning?
Well,
Because she's the one that caused it. She's the one.
She like blew up the dock he was standing on, and he fell and died.
Yes.
Condoms were made for a reason.
Okay, all right.
All right,
So,
well-
anyways, this movie is honestly one of the more entertaining in my opinion because it is
She's more of a
hilarious to
challenge.
watch Jason react to this girl making things fly around the room and hit him and stuff. He's just so confused at what's happening, and it's honestly entertaining.
This is Kane
And-
Hodder's first
And
one.
this
This is
Kane Hodder.
Kane Hodder,
Kane Hodder.
the man
I
himself.
was just getting ready to
He
say.
was dealt the wrong hand.
Kane Hodder, if you're watching this right now, I appreciate you the most. You made the last bit of this franchise
Worth-
just worth
Worth
it,
getting through.
enjoyable.
That's
If I like,
'Cause
you
he's only-
you did a good job, man. You just got dealt a bad hand of
Yeah,
cards. You
'cause
came
he-
in a little
he-
bit too late.
Too late.
That's all.
He got these last 4 Friday the 13th movies as Jason, and they're definitely not. They're not the
They're
best.
not the best.
This is
but they're
what
not
this is
the
one of.
worst.
This is definitely one of. This is like the best one that he
Yes.
did.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I would say.
Is there
so.
any doubtful anything else you want to say about this movie? Honestly, I'm trying to remember stuff.
The telekinesis fight scene versus Jason's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
said
that
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 already.
scene. That's what makes Tina one of the best
Kills
characters.
were very good.
The kills were
The
absolutely.
sleeping bag, iconic. Oh, dude, that
Oh,
iconic.
the one where he
sleeping
picks
bag
her
kill.
up and
Yeah.
Yes.
hits her
yes.
again. That was awesome.
I think another cool scene was after that one greaser dude got done banging that girl. He went downstairs to go to the fridge, and we see lightning strike, and that's when we see Jason in the corner in the dark. We didn't notice it at first, but
You're right,
that was
you're right.
that was a good
That
scene.
was cool.
There was a lot of good scenes. That was just one of my favorite scenes. But another one is during the telekinesis fight scene where Tina literally busts the mask off of Jason's face, and then you
Yeah.
can see that's
Horrifying.
that only a face his mother Pamela would make.
Jason low key cute. I'm not gonna hold you.
All right, part
Hey, yeah, part
Part
8 is Jason in Manhattan.
The best
One
movie.
of the most misleading titles I've ever come
It's
across.
not in Manhattan. It takes Manhattan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yes.
From what, 1989. One of the most misleading titles I've ever seen because this movie's like what, an hour and a half long, and an hour and like
20 minutes.
an hour and 20 minutes is him not even in Manhattan.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
literally on a boat heading to Manhattan. The whole movie.
Sounds like
And
a sinking suspicion.
This no. Okay, so there was what, one good kill in this movie?
There was. Let's
Can I say my
Because
favorite
this
kill
let's
first?
be real. This is
My favorite kill was when he approached those guys, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it was he either chucked something through one of them or just ripped one of them in half. I thought it was hilarious.
That's
I have
great.
no clue
That's
what you're
great.
talking
Yeah, I don't
about.
know.
That's great.
But,
That's a
I
good kill.
literally pulled this
That's
up.
a good kill. I
Pretty much
remember
everything.
That's my favorite part. man.
There's one kill that happens on the boat where someone gets like thrown on like a stove or something and catches on fire.
No, that kill
Yes,
sucked.
that was.
That
I
sucked.
like that kill.
That
That
kill,
was a
yeah.
cool kill.
The
that
best
was-
kill is Muhammad Ali wannabe.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
yes! Because once they finally get in Manhattan, this guy, he was like a
You know what's
boxer. He was
great?
training.
It's a great
He was
kill.
boxing with Jason
He
on
was
a
literally
rooftop,
boxing Jason.
and Jason was
was-
taking all the hits. Like
he
a
was
champ.
literally just like he knew he was undefeated in the movie with the
Yeah, he
boxing,
was-
and he's just boom boom.
He
boom,
was-
boom,
he
boom,
was
boom,
doing everything
boom,
he
boom,
could.
boom, 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 boom.
And it was
Take
it
your
was
best
it
shot.
was awesome.
Jason hits him with this killer right hook. I feel like I'm like complimenting. I feel like I'm going over a UFC fight right now or a boxing match or whatever,
Yeah,
and Jason just
his head clean off his.
just knocks his head clean off into the dumpster.
When he's in Manhattan.
Yeah,
It's
man.
awesome.
Yes,
Yes, when
that
he was
last
in
20
Manhattan.
minutes of this movie of him in Manhattan is
Oh, yes.
definitely
Yes,
the most entertaining
I remember the
part
kill
It's
now.
of this
Okay.
movie.
It's okay. The
This
makeup's
is not
weird.
this is not good by any standards, but it was the most entertaining part of this
I'll
movie.
definitely say the one where he smashed the gangbanger's head into a pipe.
Yeah, no, I agree. The one
Yes.
because the one of the lead
Jason-
girls
yeah,
it gets
Jason
taken by
turned
these
in-
two punks, and
Yes.
Jason comes over.
The kids finally get off the ship where Jason was at and tormenting them the whole way back to Manhattan. They finally get off. They get into Manhattan. They instantly, and I find this hilarious. They get robbed. They get robbed and
Yep.
then they take the girl.
They get-
Which Jason got to play, in my eyes, sort of a good guy.
yeah,
after
he
they
came
were
over
trying,
and,
they were
and
trying
saved this girl.
to save this girl.
Took
And
care
then-
of these punks in some really good ways.
Yes.
It was a pretty satisfying.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, so that is what the ending of the main series because the next two aren't called Friday the 13th.
No.
This, I think there was something wrong. The studio couldn't have the title; they didn't have the rights or something like that.
Something.
To Friday
I
the
believe
13th. So the next one is called Jason Goes to Hell: The Final Friday,
The Final Friday. Yes.
Yes, sir. 1 hour and 29 minutes.
and this one I thought had one of the best concepts and stories in the whole franchise, because the whole idea is around Jason having a sister, and Jason's body right at the beginning of the movie gets destroyed.
He gets
by
nuked.
SWAT.
He gets nuked.
His
essentially.
body is,
Eviscerated.
Gone.
Obliterated.
but then this what are they called when they're a coroner
Yes.
is examining the body and decides I want to eat Jason's heart.
Yeah, just looks at it. He was like, "This is looking pretty juicy,"
and
and just went all in. Just took Jason's heart, seen it beating, and just couldn't wait
just
anymore,
ate that.
and just
And
devoured
He
his heart.
really did. And then he became Jason.
Yes.
And then Jason's like trying to takes a bunch of different people's bodies throughout the movie, and he's trying to get to his
His
sister,
which we
because
didn't
his
know.
sister has a baby,
Yes.
and he's trying to
Rebirth himself.
yeah. So this has some of the best
No drowning.
some of the
this time.
best characters in this movie. I think
Yes.
kind of developed them a little bit better. This one had that one guy with the cowboy hat that you really liked.
Yeah, it's
What's his name?
Lawrence Fishburne, right?
No, you're thinking
No,
of Dream Warriors.
yeah,
dude.
Dream
Oh
Warriors.
my goodness!
What's
I
the
thought
what's
that was
the
the guy
guy with the
I asked.
cowboy hat? Doubtful.
I'll look it up.
You guys were freaking out over this guy.
Yeah, I was freaking out because
I
I thought
think
it was
he
the
was-
same guy that was also in Dream Warriors, which we can't talk about now. Now I look like an idiot.
Creighton Duke, come on,
Duke.
my boy.
Creighton
Yeah.
Duke.
I think he was kind of a waste because he was in like what?
He was
3
great.
I don't think
I
he was.
didn't, I
I
didn't
don't
like
think he was
him.
too much. I don't think he was too much of a waste.
He didn't do too much.
I think Ryan's
hey.
racist.
I'm not.
Hey, hey,
gotta
you want
cut it.
some? You want some information?
I'd like some information, sir.
It'll cost you.
How
Give me your
much?
hand. Snap! Like, he's breaking fingers the whole movie.
I'd like to say I think the greatest kill is Shelby getting her skull deep fried, bonelessly.
We're not even there yet.
Yeah, we're not.
Can
we're not
we?
at the
Can you
kills.
just let us talk about this? You haven't even seen these movies, okay?
Well, I saw.
So
them
this
out.
movie, I think, has the potential of being literally one of the best. The only problem I have is the fact that Kane Hodder's Jason is not physically there the whole movie,
Yeah.
which I thought was
Which
disappointing because he
Kane
died.
Hodder-
He blows up at the beginning, and then he doesn't reappear until the end. which I thought was upsetting. Like, I understand for the plot of him taking over people's bodies,
Yes.
but like, I think it would have been better if like the people like put on the hockey mask every time he became them or something like that.
Yeah, that would have been
Something.
interesting.
But I
But
don't.
then we found out that the hockey mask was a part of Jason himself.
Yeah.
When he came back, when he was these little alien versus predator tongue things that crawled back up into his dead sister.
Oh yeah,
His sister had a daughter that was having a child, and since she was the last of the Voorhees, Jason had to take that to his advantage. But I still find it very disturbing to this day that Jason had to crawl back up into his dead sister.
Yeah, and
Sister.
That was disgusting.
Yeah.
That was not necessary.
And then boom, he's back. And then what happens as soon as he comes back?
He gets
sent
back.
hell.
You get sent.
To
This was
hell.
another misleading title. I thought this whole movie was going to be about Jason in hell being tormented or something like that. But he doesn't go to hell until the end of the movie.
Yep.
So I just
But guess who takes him down to hell? Is
that
the best part.
this
The
yeah,
best
this was
part of
definitely the
this
best
whole
part.
movie.
The ending of this movie, we have a certain familiar glove comes out of the ground, which
and drags Jason's mask to hell. Which is interesting as this is. We found out after watching the movie that Kane Hodder, in fact, got to play Jason and Freddy.
Yep.
For this
It was
movie.
Freddy Krueger and Kane Hodder got to wear the glove and bring
and pull
himself,
down to hell.
which is pretty cool. And that was obviously setting up for the crossover Freddy versus Jason, which we're not getting to yet because we have
wait
another.
to make the video on that.
I can't wait because I've never seen it.
I've seen it.
you
I'm
love it.
excited.
But before we can talk about that one, we have a literal masterpiece. One of the most genius ideas I've ever heard in my entire life, and that is Jason X.
Jason in
X.
space.
What year is it from?
2001. I'm pretty
2001. This movie, I just want to know group of people were like, hey, why don't we put Jason Voorhees in the future in space?
It's brilliant.
Double.
Masterpiece.
Double.
It
play.
is amazing. Like,
Jason built different.
he really is. And it's Kane Hodder's final portrayal as the character.
Yes.
Which is
like we said, he got a bad rap. He came in.
he
too
really
late.
did. It's really unfortunate because he's great.
He's a good guy. He's
But-
entertaining.
Yeah, so Jason X, it's kind of like a ripoff of Alien almost.
Yes.
People on a spaceship, there's a monster on board trying to kill him.
I feel like we can't talk about this scene, but the teacher, the professor
Yeah.
getting his nipples twisted.
Was one of the most traumatizing things I've ever
That
seen.
was
in my entire life.
actually
that was
the scariest thing.
the
in
most
the whole franchise.
most horrifying thing in this whole franchise.
The whole franchise
Was the fact that in the future, people
he was wearing a dress
are getting satisfied
by their
getting
nipples getting
their
twisted.
nipples twisted.
All I'm saying is that
So that's
that sounds like you
traumatizing.
now, bro.
Like
That
this
sounds like-
movie was
Don't be
a
op.
A-level 5-star rated movie, but then that happened. And this movie is not even a star because of that.
I
This
feel like
movie's
we
hot
haven't-
trash.
This
I don't
is-
get any
You
of
know
it.
what? I realized we didn't get a chance to rate any of the movies at the start rating, so this is what we'll do. Now that we've talked
Yeah,
about
once
we talk about all the movies,
We'll go in
we'll
order.
go
Well, we-
back.
well-
We'll go back in order
Yeah.
and give it all a star rating.
we'll do that.
We'll
Alright,
go
I'm
But
already
before-
done with Jason X.
Before
dude. I don't give
no,
a shit.
we have to talk about his final form.
Oh yeah,
Robo Jason.
Uber Jason, one of the
Uber
dumbest
Jason.
things
He
ever.
literally comes out.
The
he comes
last
out-
10 minutes of the movie.
No, it's just his body is gone because of that cyborg chick, which I don't remember.
Oh
her name
yeah,
yet.
the
But she comes
cyborg
out-
chick was
she's-
really cool.
She's amazing. She's like the fifth element.
She
dude.
was she was like that one Trinity from Matrix
Yes.
with her
14.
latex
Yes.
roasting Jason.
Literally, like destroyed my man's.
Yeah,
Destroyed my man's.
and he was like, no,
and then he lays
he
down.
comes back.
And the same technology that they used to heal that one nerdy kid in the beginning of the movie who chopped himself from Jason's body falling on top of him.
Retarded.
Yes, the same technology they used for that, and the main actress in this movie, how they used to bring her
back.
bring her
Yeah,
back.
because she was at the beginning of the movie. He was in this like prison, and already in the future.
We didn't get to talk about that one kill. When Jason is getting worked on and he's defrosting.
Yep,
And
that's
he
the one that he was talking. That
dips her head into liquid nitrogen and smashes it against the counter.
that was
Yes.
the best kill
That
in the
was the
franchise.
best.
That was hilarious.
That was great. The effects,
I still
the
think,
idea was just unique and original
Too
and
bad it was
terrifying.
the worst movie in
It
the
was-
franchise.
Yeah.
It's,
The
It's
thing
a bummer.
The
it
thing
is
is,
a bummer.
the thing is,
I mean, I
one
don't
of my-
know. Is Jason X worse than Jason Goes to Manhattan?
Do you want to give a star rating?
I'm gonna be real. Which
it's-
one's worse?
Which
Jason
one's
X.
worse?
Jason X.
Jason X is just so
Jason X
stupid.
is all over the place. My favorite part, I think I got the laugh. It got me was when they did the simulation when Jason's turns into Uber Jason and shit.
Oh
And
yeah.
he gets that weird mask that no one really liked too much.
It's too different.
And they do the simulation where he's at Camp Crystal Lake back in the
Yep,
back in
and
the
there's some
80s.
girls.
And there's some girls who say they're like, "Oh, do you wanna drink some booze and smoke some dope and have unprotected sex?" And then it pans back to them. They're like, "We got him. We confused him." And it pans back to Jason with both of them
Psycho
in sleeping bags and smashing them up against the tree like, boom, boom, boom,
Hilarious.
boom. I loved that. I loved that scene.
This movie was enjoyable.
It was enjoyable. It was
This
it was
movie
still shit.
this
It was
movie's
bad.
terrible.
It was terrible.
Oh.
But it
Okay.
was really enjoyable.
Well, fellas, I now have a question for you. I'm taking over this review now. Which was the worst Jason movie for the both?
Jason X.
Jason X.
Jason X was the worst. We've established that.
What are you gonna say?
You're gonna say Jason Goes to Manhattan, just be a fucking contrarian, aren't you?
No, watch your mouth.
So, I mean, a stinky person.
I guess I don't.
Jason X
Jason
was
5
having-
was the worst easily.
All right, hold on. Okay, so we're gonna go through these movies.
We're gonna go down,
We're gonna
we're
do
gonna-
these
You want to do a
stars.
star, or
We're
do you
gonna
want
do
to
a-
rank them in order?
Should
I
we
mean,
rank-
there would be a lot of
Let's
things.
do a
That'll
to
be
star.
another video. That'll be another video.
Yeah, we're not gonna do ranking. We're just gonna give it a star right off. Like with none of this.
Alright.
I don't know what my star rating is on
Jake
Letterboxd
One,
for these,
You
but we got.
tell Jake one to read the order.
I'll read the
Yeah,
order.
Wait, hold on. We have 5 stars. 5 stars to me, it's a great movie. 4 stars,
Yeah,
it's a
this-
good
this was
movie.
definitely no good.
3 stars, it's a decent movie, but it has some issues.
Let him sit in the center.
The 2 stars is
Hey,
it's
welcome,
an okay
EDP
movie.
445.
I was still talking. But no, put the mask
No, you
down.
can't use that.
Put the
You
mask
can't use
down.
that, man.
Just sit down.
Quit touching stuff. Just come sit down next
Yo,
to some
mate.
fine young gentlemen.
Oh
Oh my
God! Messing up the set.
Yo, Jesus
You
Christ.
wild.
Sir, could you continue with the reviews
Alright.
while I read off?
I'm just like I was saying. 3 stars is decent movie. 2 stars it's okay, but there's a lot of problems. And then 1 star is not even worth watching.
Okay, so,
What are we
let him read
rating?
Let him read the order and we'll say our stars.
Say this stupid movies, okay?
Friday the 13th. Part 1.
From 1980.
From 19.
From 1980.
What are we giving it a star? I think.
I give it a 2.
What, dude?
I
You
don't
like
know.
you literally established you haven't seen any of these movies.
Based
You're
off
just
the
listing them.
descriptions you guys have given me, I find this movie to be cheap. So I'm not gonna hold you.
So I think my rating for it is at a 2 stars. It's an okay
Yeah, we're
movie.
sorry.
It has problems, but it's okay. It's iconic. It's classic. You gotta respect it.
You
but
have
it's
to
2
respect
stars.
it because it started off the franchise.
Yeah.
Pamela being the killer.
I mean,
and
she
the
did.
kill. She got literally decapitated.
She
That's what.
did.
That's why I'm rating this one.
That
rating
was
this
one of the
one-
better kills out of the whole franchise. Honestly, the effects for that, and Pamela herself did a really good job as the character.
Can I give
and
this
the
one?
killer.
Can I give this one a 2.5?
Okay.
I'll give this one a 2.5
Two
because
and a
it's not that good, but it's not
Stop.
bad.
What are you
I'll
laughing
give it
at?
a 3.
I like
You
how
give it a 3.
3 out of 5.
Bump me, but I'll do a 3. then.
You're not
I'll
on
do
the
a 3.
couch. So you're
they based on your descriptions, I gotta give it a 2. I'm not feeling the sauce, you know.
Alright, part 2.
All right, part 2.
Friday the 13th, part 2, in 1981.
I am feeling a 4. 4 stars is kind
A
of
4.
I think it's a good movie. Maybe 3.5.
A 4.
What are you thinking, good sir?
Because this is my favorite.
I was gonna give it. I personally, I know this is your favorite.
This is going down.
No, this isn't going down.
Slander.
You're gonna give it a 4. I was gonna give it a 3.5.
All
I enjoyed it.
Based on the
That's
descriptions
fair.
and the
I don't
accuracies
think
I've
any of
known
these
about the
movies really
wiki,
deserve to be at 4 stars.
I say 3.
So I get. All right.
There's
so
not a single Friday the 13th. I'm thinking in my head.
First
that's
of all-
4 stars to me.
Listen,
Yeah, but you're not on the count.
Jason Takes
So
Manhattan.
three. All right,
Five
3.5
is fine.
stars. We're going with. Let's move on.
Well, I didn't even get my stars.
We're
in.
not talking to you. Okay.
Yo,
Doubtful.
you're not gonna be stinky.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's rude.
What's your
Come on,
what's
Jim.
your
I like your cut, G.
Oh,
what's your rating of part 2?
It's 3 stars as well.
part
It's also a 3 star. It's on par with the other one.
Yeah, you're
Jason-
you're literally out of your mind.
Friday the 13th, the final chapter, part 4.
Skipped over
Not-
part
Part
3.
three, bro.
You had one job. You got to sit up on the couch.
Go
and you
sit
messed
over
it up.
there.
You came over here, knocked over the whole side.
Friday the 13th, part 3 in 1982.
Alright, I just want you to know that the camera's over there and not.
Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking to. Oh my gosh! We are so close to getting through this video.
In 1982.
Okay, so part 3. I'm
3D.
I-
3D.
yeah, 3D. I enjoyed this movie also. I'm
The fucking sign was 3D that smacked Jaquan in the back of the head. It's terrible.
I'm
Alright.
feeling 3 stars.
What are you feeling, Doubtful?
2.5.
See,
I'm a-
he's just a hater. He
I'm a-
just is like,
I'm gonna keep it.
what's
gonna-
Ryan's
I was
rating?
gonna,
Because I gotta go below it.
I was gonna go 2.5 too, because of the 3D aspect, but not because of the 3D aspect, because I still enjoyed it.
What is that? He looks like.
You just put him on camera and all of a sudden everything goes to shit.
I look over at Nick because he's talking. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll look at the man.
You were like.
all right.
So I'm also
This is
gonna
gonna
give
be
this.
an hour-long video.
I agree with Doubtful. This was definitely a
15 minutes.
we were 50 minutes.
It's really 50 minutes.
Yeah,
Stop
I
crying.
Do we have to, like,
So
do we
where
have
would
to
you?
retake this whole video?
Yeah, this is just take one.
I'm gonna keep it a buck 50 with you. This isn't Spy Kid 3D Game Over, so I'm gonna have to give this an absolute 1. Out of all the movies that gimmicks are based on 3D,
This
I'm
is
not
what
feeling it.
started. What else started? Jaws?
We're not talking about
Jaws 3D?
We are. That
Ass.
movie is garbage. The effects in that one are not even.
listen, I feel like it was a gimmick that was overly used in that time period and era. They were trying to cash in, and this movie just
What's
does
Spy
not.
Kids 3D that came out?
Bro,
in
that's
early
like
2000s?
religious scriptures.
Alright, go to next one.
Okay, just say it.
Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter,
Now this film right
is
here.
a 5.
It is
No.
a 10-star rating.
Is it really?
Out of
No,
5.
it's not. It's not a
It's a
10-star
4
rating.
out of 5 for me.
I was gonna give it a 4 out of 5 as well.
Wow, what happened to saying 4 out of 5 doesn't deserve to go to?
Well,
any
this
of
is
the
a
Sorry,
others?
this
good-
is my
this
guilty
is-
pleasure.
This
Yep.
yes, this is a good.
All my movies
It's
are
it's
garbage.
it's bad, but it's so bad that
I
it's
think,
good.
I think this one has the best
Oh,
story out
it's-
of the 4 that we have already
It
talked
does have
about.
the
It's
best
the
story.
best Friday
So-
13th. It's not saying much, but still.
Yeah.
I don't think it deserves
What are you
the
giving
4
it?
stars.
What are you giving
I-
What are you giving it?
I feel like the 3.5.
That's alright.
That's okay.
Maybe-
You're free to have your own
maybe
opinion.
I would probably, I
Are
would
you?
probably
Are
give
you?
part
what
3.
is-
I would probably lower part 3 to 3 stars. Just-
Dude, you
just-
can't change this.
I'm just talking.
Quit looking at me, man.
Okay, go to the next one. We're trying to wrap this up.
Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning.
Absolute cheeks.
Alright, so
1985.
this movie was
Wasn't that a
the
Star
missed
Wars title?
opportunity.
We hit a climax with part 4 with a
Yeah.
good story.
This
and
was
then
not a good follow.
This is
This is a wasted opportunity of the character, and
I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm cutting your review off, but hear me out. I think that this deserves a 3.5 because of the way they redefined the character. Sure,
No,
it's not
this
the
is
last
a terrible
Jason,
read,
but they took a different viewpoint that you don't normally see in 1980s films.
and it was very
what?
1980
unsatisfying.
films
Mental-
today.
disappointing.
mentally disabled
Dog, it's the
teenagers?
80s. It's the 80s.
Alright,
Everybody had a
anyways,
mental
I'm
disability
giving
and
this-
was a serial killer.
This movie, I'm
That's
giving like
just-
what, a
no.
one and a half.
I'm
You're
giving
gonna
it,
give it a 1?
I'm giving it a 3.
1.5?
0.25.
I'll give it.
Because I
I'll
don't
give it a
think
1.5. I'll give it a 1.5.
Yeah, because I don't think
Come
it
on.
doesn't deserve to be
Oh.
near next to the classic.
The classic that is Jason Goes to
Because
Manhattan.
This is
Yeah, I'll give it a 1.
this is
I want a 0.
honestly,
It's
I
honest to
yeah,
God, it's so bad.
1 stars, 1.5 stars. I'm feeling just because
Nothing
of the
higher.
missed, the unsatisfactory of this movie and the wasted potential.
Absolutely.
Like the sequel
wasted
trilogy.
potential.
We ready to go on?
Why are you on about Star Wars and
I'm not even talking about- I just said
Because it said New Beginning. I was like,
anyway,
isn't that a...
that is not a New Hope.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're both trash.
All right, go to the
That's better.
Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason Lives.
It's so cheesy and so great. 3.5.
5. It's cheesy. It's cornball. I like my movies to be corny sometimes.
I'm giving this one a 3.
Is that why Spy Kids 3D is one of
Let's
your
see.
favorite
Spy
movies
Kids
of all
3D
time?
Game Over.
Because
is like
I didn't
religious
enjoy this
scripture.
one as much as I did the Part 2, Part 3, Part 4.
Are you sure you're not nostalgia blind?
I'm feeling. I can't be nostalgic for me if I didn't watch it before.
You just watched it like
You're
2 weeks
nostalgia
ago.
blind,
This
dog.
is not how
He's
nostalgia
nostalgia
works.
blind.
You're blind. It's okay.
That's not how
No,
it
it's
works.
not- it's not
Okay,
the Star
this
Wars
is a
movies.
3-star movie.
It's
in
not
my
the Star
opinion.
Wars movies. It's not the Star Wars.
This was a decent movie.
This was. I would give this a. I kind of want to give it a 3.5. I want to give it.
He gets it. He gets it. You know.
You
Quality
haven't even
film.
seen this movie.
I've watched clips while you guys
He
were
loves the
reviewing
clips.
this.
He loved that.
I was watching clips while you were reviewing.
Okay, go to the next one.
Jason. Oh crap. Friday the 13th, Part 7. The New Blood. 1988.
We go. The New Blood.
This one was
Let's talk about it.
entertaining, but completely out of the blue.
I think it
Doesn't
derailed.
it kind of doesn't really flow with the rest
I think
of
it
the
derailed the
movies.
series.
Is that your second favorite? Since you're saying Here We Go.
Here we go. Oh no, I'm just excited to talk about
So,
these movies
I
and give
honestly,
star ratings.
I'm feeling. I don't even know.
Ryan, I'm
Honestly.
gonna agree with whatever you review for this one because
I'm
I feel
trying-
like it derailed.
What? No, let's hear Doubtful first. Doubtful, what's your thoughts on New Blood?
3 stars. That's about it.
That's an atrocious take, ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
not atrocious.
I'm feeling that's too high.
It's like supporting Avengers
too high.
Endgame.
Yeah, I don't think this movie deserves to be at that level. I'm feeling like that 2 stars.
You're feeling 2 stars? Well, I'll meet you guys in the middle. He said 3. You said 2. I'll say 2.5.
I'll say 2.25 to be a contrarian.
It's not an option, but okay.
Thank you.
Anyway,
He needs to feel included.
2 stars. Let's go. We're getting through here.
The greatest Friday the 13th movie, Part 7.
8.
Jason to 8. Somebody can't type. Jason Takes
Yeah,
Manhattan.
you wrote the same thing. You wrote 7 twice. Yeah.
But it's
Messed
such a-
up. Whoops,
Jason
okay, so-
Takes Manhattan.
Yes.
Hands down, solid 5. Best
No,
movie of the
this is-
80s.
This is another
This
one
is this.
stinker, dude.
I think this is my least favorite out of the franchise, just
Why?
because of the weight,
What?
like the missed what.
A solid 5.
Let me break this down for you fellas. Let me
This
break
was
this
a
down.
missed opportunity, and the title is misleading. There's only 20 minutes of like good content in this.
But now
movie
let me explain to you why this movie is a solid, okay?
because of the
Sure,
boxing
Jason.
scene.
Sure, Jason took. Yes, watch your man. Bink.
Honestly, I'm feeling.
But hear me out. Hear me out.
Finish
Hear me out. Hear me out. I think that it didn't have to take place in Manhattan. I think that this is one of those movies that, well, yes,
Yeah, it should
It
have just
mi-
all taken.
it
on the
might be
boat at that
misleading.
point.
but guess what? Jason still went crazy.
He didn't-
Jason
how did
straight
he
combo
take- he-
slammed somebody
He
into
was.
the thing.
How did he take Manhattan if he barely even was seen? in
Jason,
Manhattan?
Jason was so woke. He fought off gangsters. All right.
Literally, yeah, in one scene.
Guess what?
No one cares about those gangsters. He
Jason
didn't take
was
Man-
fighting crime.
I was expecting him to be wandering around Manhattan at the beginning of the movie, and then by the time it was over, Manhattan was in flames, and they just killed
I
everyone.
don't want Manhattan.
That's what
in
I was
flames.
expecting.
Sometimes
When
I
it says
want
Jason-
small scale things. That boat was perfect quantity. And guess what? Them
You
giving him-
haven't seen this movie.
No, I have.
Okay. I was about to say
Look like you're about to choke him.
because he's talking way too much about.
But
this
let me
movie.
explain to you something, Opie.
I feel like I'm
Take
not
over
even.
your review. I'm
I'm not
sorry.
even thinking I'm in frame, honestly.
You're in frame. They can see you.
Go, big dog.
Maybe you
This
should
is
go
take
back
one. This is take one, right? Day one of Friday the 13th review.
But I'm gonna keep it 100. This was a great movie. You didn't need to spend the whole time in Manhattan.
This is
The
only
Avengers
one
didn't need to spend the whole time
Oh,
fighting Thanos. So I
okay.
mean,
Oh.
if Jason can do it, then sucks. I think it should be passing. But we're not gonna talk about his bias. Anywho,
Jason
I think
Goes
that-
to Hell from the Final Friday.
no, I'm reading out the title, sir.
Did you? No one else voted, did we?
Did you
Oh,
give your?
this is a
Do I have-
stinker.
do I
One
have-
star.
This is
One
one
Do
star.
I have
This is
to
a one
honestly rate Jason Takes Manhattan?
Yes.
One star.
One
dude.
star. This is a wasted movie.
All right, let's
You
go
know
to
what?
Goes
I
to
mean,
Hell.
it was
Goes
nice to see
Hell.
Kane Hodder again.
1.5.
Go
My
to-
man.
Go to hell.
We'll take.
Jason Goes to Hell,
Jason Goes to
I
Hell.
think, is the.
Damn, he ain't let me announce the whole title.
Go ahead.
Friday the 13th.
It's not even called that.
Oh man, Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday.
This movie.
Is ass.
No, this is not.
Yeah, no,
It's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad, dude. The next movie is like light years better.
No. I'm tired of
Doubtful. Doubtful. What is your thoughts on this?
Out of pocket.
this was a solid watch for a Friday movie. It's a 2.5. For a
Listen, I'm gonna
movie,
keep
it's
it
a
up.
1.5.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
You wild 2.5?
It's either listen, big fella. It's either 2.5 or a 5. You got this.
It's either 2.5
I think
or
it-
5.
Either it's you wouldn't watch this while you're trying to stay awake while watching your kids, or you wouldn't
I
watch
guess-
this
I
3
guess-
times over.
I guess I'm
They
feeling.
had my boy Duke. I'm sorry.
Duke the Duke.
You don't even know.
He hates Duke. Wait.
Duke
I think
Conahan.
it's a race thing at this
Oh
point.
my god. He just didn't do anything. He talked a big game. He
Yeah,
didn't really
you
do
also
much.
hate Finn, right?
I love Finn.
All right, dog. We
He
don't
was
got
a wasted
we
character.
don't got a cap here. We all know
No,
Disney.
when have I ever
We
said
all
I
know
hated
Disney
Finn?
caps.
I hate Ray.
I hate
This
Oh.
slow.
massage.
No.
I hate Poe
Ryan's
Dameron
a-
also.
Ryan's review.
Oh,
is
because he's not
ruined.
white? Okay.
I hate all the characters in that
The audio
whole
spikes.
trilogy.
All right, bro.
Dude.
Let's get.
This
to
was this slowly. This
I
was a
didn't
good
even like
review.
This, movie.
This is a good review, and then
You came and sat on the couch. This is
And
why
now
you're
it's-
never allowed back.
it's now it's
You are behind
now
the
it's mess.
camera. From
Anyways,
now
JC
on.
Goes to Hell. I'm giving this star rating. The star rating is actually this movie.
You're
Good.
cutting
You
this
can
stuff
sit
for
through
what?
it.
I'm
You can
giving
sit through it.
I'm
But here's
feeling
what
it
it
3
is.
stars.
You're
I'm
feeling
feeling
three
it 3.
stars.
I think this was creative.
You
I
said
don't
you
like
said
that
1 star.
Jason's not really in the movie,
I
but
said
I
two and a
think
half.
You
that
said
it
2.5.
was, it was a solid
I
end to
said
his
4.
story.
say
You
3
said
stars?
4.
Yeah, 4.
Why you
Hold on,
call
I'm
me
sorry.
wild for 2.5?
You are wild. It doesn't. It deserves.
I said
3,
2.5.
3.5.
All right.
This one's a 1
The final movie. Oh man, Jason.
X.
Jason X.
You forgot.
Because I can't see the rest of the title.
You couldn't remember the last movie.
Oh no.
You said-
Yeah, this review went atrocious. Jesus Christ.
I just wish I had stayed
You're
behind.
cutting that out, right? All the
No,
cursing?
I'm literally gonna sit here and see this long footage and be like, I'm leaving it in.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna bleep any F words and anything
Listen,
you said. the whole-
anything Star
Every time
Wars.
Jaquan talks, I'm just gonna bleep it out.
Ryan goes talk about his pants.
Okay, anyways, before you knock the sign over again, let's wrap it up. Jason X,
Greatest movie
I
ever made.
think 5 stars.
5 stars.
5 stars.
5 stars.
This movie is better than The Godfather.
It's just, it's your
There's a reason you're sitting on this couch now. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
They're prequel fans.
That's a way to end the video. Ryan
That's
just
it.
hops
That's the
up.
video.
That's the video. Ryan hops up
Good
to kill
night.
fucking.
Well,
Ryan hops
well,
up
wait,
to
no,
kill.
we're
Stop the recording. Don't stop the
we
recording. Don't
didn't.
stop the
are we literally saying 5 stars for Jason?
I'm
X?
completely serious.
No, we're not.
This is
We're
the
not.
greatest movie.
Okay, so this is like a.
This is
like a 1.5.
this is a zero.
You two have trash
This is
opinions.
literally a
This is
0
like
star.
a.
likes
I'm giving it a
This is-
0 star.
Yo, stop
because-
coming at.
What?
We are gonna
What?
sit down on this couch. I'm gonna lock that door, and I'm gonna be like, "We're talking about Star Wars."
We can talk about the Avengers.
And then
Can we talk about it?
You're
for
literally
my
gonna
podcast?
watch me murder somebody.
Can we talk about it for my podcast?
We can talk
I'm
about
live
it.
streaming
We'll do
We
this.
need to finish this.
Okay.
So guys, this is
franchise,
not actually.
it has some missteps. It is not the best franchise. It doesn't have the best storylines. It's inconsistent on its kills, but what you're here for is to watch some cool kills,
This is what these
to see
movies
some
are for.
boobs, some sex scenes, and Jason murk people. That's what we're here
Exactly.
Yo, he finna get canceled.
No. Now see, this is
for.
what.
Some female body parts.
There
This
you
is
go.
what.
Are
this
you
is what-
assuming their gender?
I can't. I'm looking at what they got.
all this right here, this is what this franchise is about. They're not entirely good movies. They're
No,
not
they are
entirely
for the-
bad movies, but they're for the boys.
They're for
your
the
friends.
The boys
The
are back in
boys.
town.
The boys.
The boys are back in town.
Boys.
The boys,
boys are back in town.
The boys are back in town.
Okay.
But we're not
Alright.
gonna take Manhattan though.
Okay.
That was a bad idea.
That really was. It
Hell
really
nah,
was.
cuz.
Okay.
Alright.
So
That's
this has
right.
been Ryan Bueller Productions.
This has been
They can't hear you.
Chaos
We got this guy over here.
This has been the Chaos Void Phantom.
Yo, stop spitting in the mic,
Are
man.
you
What?
spitting on my mic?
What's your name?
Robbie Rob TV, and I'm glad to be back here.
This
With-
hopefully this won't be. This is the first of hopefully many videos out here in this new
Buttered
setup.
popcorn.
Hopefully we'll be able to sit down and talk about the Nightmare on Elm Street movies once we're finished,
Yo,
and then Freddy vs. Jason, and yeah, we'll
I'm
give
gonna
our,
let y'all
give
know
our
right
thoughts
now.
about those movies.
I'm asking him for a birthday gift, and he's gonna review the whole
I feel
Spy
like,
Kids
I feel
series
like
for
you hit the
December.
camera and you can't even see me now. Honestly, I'm feeling.
He's gonna review the whole Spy Kids series from my birthday in
Alright.
December.
Let's do it. Let's.
It's canon.
Let's.
It's
It's
canon.
canon. We're sitting down.
It's canon.
We're not playing Dungeons and Dragons.
We're reviewing the Spy Kids series now.
Okay. All right. We're cutting it there. Have a great night.
End the recording.
All right.
End the recording.
That was hell.